Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings so you don't have to. Today we are diving into Myomo's proxy statement. It's not quite a thriller, but there's a director election and accounting firm ratification and of course some juicy details about who owns what. It's like a corporate family reunion with voting rights. Myomo is having their annual meeting in June and this document tells you everything you need to know to vote your shares. They're asking shareholders to make some important decisions, and we are here to break down what those decisions are and what they mean. First things first, this is a definitive proxy statement. That means it's the final version ready for shareholders to use to make their decisions. The board of directors is asking for your vote. The letter from the CEO, Paul Gudonis, invites you to the annual meeting. He highlights the key items for vote: electing a director, ratifying the accounting firm, and handling any other business that comes up. The board is urging everyone to vote for their recommendations. There are two main proposals this year. One is to elect a Class 2 director. The other is to give the thumbs up to CBIZ as their independent accounting firm. So, who is up for election? It's Heather Getz, nominated as a Class 2 director until 2028. However, two current Class 2 directors, Amy Knapp and Yitzhak Jakubowicz, will not be seeking re-election. Myomo's board is divided into three classes with staggered terms, so they don't all get elected at the same time. It keeps things stable. Currently, there are 7 members on the board. Heather Getz, the nominee, has a lot of experience in healthcare and medical devices, including being a CFO for a few companies. The company believes that this experience makes her well qualified to serve on our board of directors. Thomas Kirk has been on the board since 2014 and is the lead independent director. He brings experience in finance, strategic planning, and business development. Paul Gudonis is the chairman and CEO with 40 years of experience in tech, telecom, internet, and robotics. He's got the academic background and executive experience to lead the company. Thomas Crowley has been a director since 2012 with experience in healthcare investment banking and management. His financial and investment background is valuable to the board. Milton Morris joined in 2021. He has over 30 years of experience in medical devices and a track record of commercializing high-tech innovations. Besides Gudonis, the key executive officers are David Henry, the CFO with over 35 years of financial experience. Micah Mitchell, Chief Commercial Officer, brings expertise in sales and marketing. Harry Kovelman is the Chief Medical Officer, bringing a medical and pharmaceutical background. Myomo emphasizes ethics with a code of business conduct for everyone from directors to employees. To prevent conflicts of interest, the company has a policy against short sales, derivative transactions, and pledging company stock without prior approval. The board has determined that most of the directors are independent, meaning they don't have a material relationship with the company besides being a director or stockholder. The nominating and corporate governance committee is in charge of finding and evaluating potential directors. They look for people with high ethics, business judgment, and skills that complement the existing board. Let's talk about director pay. Here's a quick look at the compensation table for 2024. Thomas Crowley and Thomas Kirk both made $99,500, while Milton Morris made $150. Most of this compensation is in cash and stock awards. Paul Gudonis owns just over 2% of the company. iCapital Management and Rosalind Advisors each own close to 10%, and Triplegate Partners owns about 8%. Here's a glance at the executive compensation for the top folks. Paul Gudonis, the CEO, had a total compensation of $1,244. David Henry, the CFO, made $784. David Henry, the CFO, made $704,166, and Harry Kovelman, the Chief Medical Officer, made $695,112. The company mentions that bonuses are tied to revenue, operating loss, and individual performance. The employment agreements of the executive officers contains important details about what happens if there is a termination of employment. Moving on to Proposal 2, Myomo wants you to ratify the appointment of CBIZ as their accounting firm for next year. In 2024, Markham, now part of CBIZ, billed $287,349 for audit services. The Audit Committee has reviewed the financial statements and recommends that the board include them in the annual report. Finally, there are details of related party transactions where certain major shareholders purchase shares in public offerings. So what do we make of all this? Myomo is taking the necessary steps to elect directors, ensure ethical conduct, and maintain financial oversight. The executive compensation seems reasonable and the board is mostly independent. Myomo needs to show consistent revenue growth and manage its operating expenses effectively to reach profitability and ultimately to justify the board's compensation. The company should work on reducing its net losses to increase investor confidence. Overall, Myomo is facing the same challenges that many small public companies face. It must manage its operational costs while showing revenue growth. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives.